Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. This book is both a tribute to creativity and a practical guide to how to nurture it. There's plenty of misconceptions about how a creative life should be lived, but you don't have to quit your job or spend all your days aquarelle painting to live a creative life. Everyone is more or less creative. Maybe you spend some time in the evening doodling on what's to become a children's book, or maybe you go up early to go figure skating, not because you're gonna be the best one ever at it, but because that's just what you do. Creativity's biggest obstacle is fear, and fear is always triggered once we try to create something or we try to innovate. Why? Well, because these activities, they bring with them uncertain outcomes, and fear hates uncertainty. So what's holding us back from living a creative life? It's a lot of things. It's fear of not having enough talent, fear of being rejected or ridiculed or misunderstood. Maybe you have fear that there is no market for what you're trying to put out in the world, and therefore there's no meaning in pursuing it. Maybe you fear that someone will steal your idea once you come up with one, or that no one will take you seriously. There's so many things. Maybe you fear that you're too fat, that you're gonna be exposed as a narcissist. You care what your family will think. If you feel like you're too young, you're too old, your best time is over. There's so many things that puts us away from living a creative life. But the crux of the matter is that people don't care what you do. They're too caught up in their own lives and their own bullshit, and the sooner you can realize that, the better you're off. But even if you don't care what other people think, there are other common pitfalls that you can fall into, like perfectionism. And quote, perfectionism is fear in fancy shoes. There's so many people, and I've been one of them too, I'm the first to admit, that I use perfectionism as an excuse not to put out my creative work. And maybe you think that what you're doing is not original enough. Okay, originality is important, but authenticity is more important. And there's a lot of things that has already been done, but not by you. And another thing about creative work is that you don't have to go out there and save the world. You can do something smaller. It's okay. There's a lot of great lessons about how to tap in and nurture your creativity in this book. It's beautifully written. And I think my main takeaway from this book is freedom of outcome as a mindset. It's like a counter spell for perfectionism as well. Look at the child as they put all their focus into one thing only to totally discard it and do something new with the same extreme intensity the next moment. We can learn from that, I think. As adults, we tend to overthink everything, and that's just a recipe to get stuck and be complacent or get paralysis by analysis. Let's be more childlike. Let's put what we have into the task at hand, what's right in front of us, and still remain detached from the outcome of our work. That's a great trick if you want to have a bigger creative output. This book, as I said, wonderfully written. I warmly recommend it. Great stories, great writing, and a real boost if you feel in a rut creatively. So check out Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and next week I'll be back with more book reviews. Press the like button, subscribe please, and drop a comment. What's your favorite book about creativity? There's a lot of books out there, and I'm definitely due for another one. But until next week, Björn out. Take care.